Okay, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are across the globe. Welcome to Esther's Espirational Message. Well, it's been probably about a week since I've done a little video. I did one last week, but I lost it. I can't find it, and it was about individuality. And I guess this whole thing of individuality is quite striking to talk about at this moment in time. How do we keep our individuality as we are coming together as a collective? What does that mean? And from how I'm perceiving it is that as individuals, as I've said before in another video, as individuals, we each have a role to play. As you know, there's so much that's been played out on the battlefield, so to speak, at this moment in time. But then this whole thing of being an individual, of creating your own style, your own look, having your own mind, being confident in speaking your own mind, in speaking your own words, and not being obligated to others. It's quite interesting that this current time sort of affects that. Does that make sense? And so, as we're coming together as a collective, we have our own individual voices that are being raised throughout this. And as I said before in a previous video, some of us are foot soldiers out there on the ground protesting, looting, rioting, whatever way you choose to express yourself. There are others who are voice pieces, who are speaking out and who are helping to galvanize and who are helping to bring the message into one coherent place, as you're drawn to their message, as you're drawn to their words. And then there are those of us in the background who are meditating and praying on such a level that holds that protection for whatever is happening. And yet, in the midst of that, what about our own individual selves? What about what's going on in our own personal worlds? How are we managing that? How are we dealing with things? How are we dealing with those broken relationships, or those fragmented relationships where we no longer know how to communicate or converse? How are we learning to cross those barriers? And how are we learning to navigate so many other things within our own personal worlds? And this message is just to simply say to you, as much as we are out there protesting and everybody's doing what they feel they need to, I'm just going to implore you not to forget your own personal agenda, your own personal pathway in terms of what's going on in your own environment, in your own home. Because for me, this is just what I'm saying. The more that we can deal with our stuff, throw our stuff out, we become lighter, we become clearer. And as we come together as a body of people from all races, all creeds, all color, we can become stronger. Because can you imagine if you've got your stuff and you're trying to move forward to be part of the collective, but you're bringing this with you and everybody's bringing this with them of their own personal stuff? Can you imagine when you come together, that heaviness, that stuff is going to blind you? So this is simply to say, as we are all in our own ways managing this process, some of us still thinking what to do, what not to do, how to step forward, how can we support. Be mindful of what you have to do in your own backyard as well. Because this is a time, this really is a time of us weeding out. And as you can see on a global level, it's revealing, it's revealed. And I remember even before this whole thing with George Floyd, even before that, when we had the pandemic, most people were saying that the pandemic, some people say the plandemic, what that forced people into, or some people just glided into it, depending on where you're at within yourself. It was a place where we could think, reflect, contemplate, sort out, get real with what was happening in our lives, get real with, is this the job that I want to be in? Or is this the job that I want to go back into? Is this the relationship that I really want to be in? Is this what I want to be doing with my life? But as we can see over the past few months, added to what's happened in the States and what's happening on a global level, it's revealing on so many levels. It's revealing stuff. Stuff is coming up for everyone. Stuff is coming up on so many different levels. And so in the space of that, revelation, that global revelation, I'm just going to encourage you to seek your peace within your space and to look and see what is or isn't working in your own personal life. Don't forget to look at that space as you continue to go out there and to galvanize and to mobilize, to become part of this global coming together, because people are angry, people are tired, people are ready for change. And so I'd like you to do that reflection in your own life. What are you ready for? What are you prepared to fight for in your own life? What are you prepared to let go? Is it time to let go? Maybe it's time to have that conversation, because there's so much energetically happening out there, and it's going to affect us, and it is affecting us on a personal level. The energy, some of us are trying to manage, a lot of people are trying to manage everything. And so if you can make your life clearer, if you can make your pathway a little easier, it's just going to help. So this is Esther for Esther's Espirational Message. And if anyone is interested in having an intuitive reading, which would give you clarity and guidance and insight into what's really going on in your life, give me a call, 07534 508 919, or you can email me at esteraustinglobal2019@gmail.com. Social media handles at Esther Austin Global. That's my message to you today. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it going. Bless you all.